everyone. I hope you're enjoying some beautiful spring weather wherever you are. Of course, now that springtime is here, it's time to start preparing our students in depth for the AP Precalculus exam, which occurs on May 13th. So in this video, I wanted to share with you some of the strategies that I'll be using with my AP Precalculus students. And to start things off, let me just let you know that in my school, I see the students about 50 minutes a day, and I am devoting 3 weeks of instructional time to intensive review with my students for the AP Precalculus exam. My intensive review starts by having the students make flashcards, and I really prefer that they make good old-fashioned flashcards on actual note cards. I know that Quizlet has been popular in years past, and in my experience, students just do better carrying note cards around with them, if they're waiting for the bus or they're, at baseball practice or whatever, they can just whip out their flashcards and review. So I do have a flashcard list that I'll attach to this, or I'll attach a link to this video if you're wanting to do something similar. So the first day of my review, I give them a flashcard list. I give them, things that should be on both sides of the flashcard, and I give them the hour to work on making their flashcards. So things that I'll have students put on their flashcards, and I believe there's about 50 of them on my list. I probably could have made more, but I didn't want to overwhelm the students too. Of course, the trig identities, standard form of an arithmetic sequence or of an exponential function, when is a function increasing versus decreasing, average rate of change, increasing rate of change versus decreasing rates of change, etc. I do give the students a flashcard quiz about a week after they start their flashcards. And this would be really just the same list that I gave them to make their flashcards with, but I black out either, one side or the other of their flashcard. So that's just to get them memorizing some just things that they have to have memorized for the AP exam. The next focus is to I mix together reviewing multiple choice questions with focusing on each type of free response question one by one. So there are 4 free response questions on the AP Precalculus exam, and they are task models. So we know exactly what each of those 4 free response questions is going to be like and what types of questions they're going to have. So on the second day of my review process, I will start the day with a warm-up, and actually every day we'll have a warm-up of probably 3 to 4 multiple choice questions. It's my intention to try to get through an entire practice exam worth of multiple choice questions. And I will time this when I give these multiple choice questions to the students. So I'll print it on a piece of paper, and they'll start every day by, putting their phones away, and I'll say, ready, go. And if they give them 3 minutes per question. So, if say they have 3 multiple choice questions as the warm-up, I'll give them 9 minutes where they're not collaborating with anyone. They're just trying to figure out what the answers to those questions are. And then we'll go over those questions. I don't collect it. It's really just to give them practice of every type of multiple choice question that they might see on the AP exam. So that's how we'll start each day of that 3-week review process, unless if there's an assessment. You know what? Instead of me talking about it, how about if I just show you what I've put together to share with my students? All right, so this is my plan, starting with the week of April 15th. As I said, we'll start with making some flashcards, and you see I have a column for what we'll do in class each day and what the students should be working on as homework each day. So Monday the 15th, students will have class to make some flashcards, and then they should finish up whatever they don't get done in class at night. And then you see that each day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we'll start with a multiple choice question warm-up. And I'm going to try to keep the warm-up questions on the first day, on Tuesday, to just coming from Unit 1. And that's the day that I'm going to give them 3 to 4 examples of FRQ Type 1. And we'll talk about the basic format of the task model and things that would be expected of them. And then they'll just work through those FRQs and that will be their homework as well. Same thing on Wednesday. We'll start with multiple choice warm up. And again, that'll be timed. And I'm going to be looking for multiple choice questions from Unit 2. Then I'll give them 3 to 4 examples of FRQ type 2. We'll talk about the task model, what they should be prepared for FRQ question number 2, and then they'll have the rest of the time period and that evening to focus on that task model and those warm up or those multiple choice questions. And then on Thursday, they'll just have the hour to ask me questions, keep working on the task models, looking at free response questions 1 and 2. They will have a multiple choice warm up again, and I'll try to pick questions that just are coming out of units 1 and 2. And then on Friday that week, they will have a quiz where I'll give them one of each FRQ, so FRQ question 1 and 2, and also probably 4 multiple choice questions coming out of units 1 and 2. Then the next week, starting the week of April 22nd, they're going to have that flashcard quiz in class. Also, AP Daily videos open on April 22nd, which I really recommend you encouraging your students to watch. So what I'm doing with the AP Daily videos is I basically, I give the students, I post an assignment for each of the videos. I want them to take notes and to tell me something that they either forgot about and were reminded of in watching the video, or something that they just hadn't ever really thought about before seeing the video. And for each of the videos, they're going to upload their notes and then their reflection piece. So that kind of gives my students some autonomy that they can, watch these videos whenever they have time to, but are still making sure that they watch all the videos, and a little bit of accountability where they're uploading their notes and then their reflection on it. So back to this week of April 22nd. So they're going to have the flashcard quiz on the Monday there. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, we do kind of the same thing that we did the previous week, only now we're focusing on Unit 3 for multiple choice, and then back to Unit 2 for the multiple choice. And then the Thursday, we can have multiple choice of any of those 3 units. Now that's again for the multiple choice warm-ups. And then each day, so Tuesday, we're going to focus on FRQ question 3. And then Wednesday, do the same thing, except with FRQ question 4, or type 4 as I have it here. Then Thursday, we'll start with a multiple choice warm up and then go over any questions that they have on those 2 task models from FRQs 3 and 4. And then on Friday, they'll have the quiz again, where they'll have probably 4 multiple choice questions and then 1 of each free response type. And then their homework will be to just keep preparing for the exam, keep working on AP Classroom, and watch those AP Daily videos. Then the third week of review is when I do a mock exam in school. So you see that takes 4 days. So as you can see, Monday, April 29th, they'll do the multiple choice portion with no calculator. And again, I have my students about an hour a day. On Wednesdays, I have them for 45 minutes though. So on Tuesday, then they'll do the multiple choice with calculator. On Wednesday, the free response with calculator. And on Thursday, the free response without calculator. And their homework will just be to keep preparing for the mock exam and to watch those AP Daily videos. Then on Friday, the week of April 29th, I am going to, in class, pass back their unit tests from when they took their Unit 1A and 1B tests, let's say back in October or something. I'd like them to see how they did on those tests and kind of reflect on how much more well prepared they are with AP Precalculus, since they were when they perhaps took these Unit 1A and 1B tests back in the beginning of the school year. And that's also going to give me some time to grade those mock exams. And then the next week, which is the first week of AP exams in general, but not our week. On Monday, I'm going to pass back to the students their units 2A and 2B tests, again, to review, reflect upon, see what mistakes they made and how they could improve upon those mistakes. Tuesday is election day, I think, for us. So we just have professional development that Tuesday. But then Wednesday, I'll pass back their Unit 3A and 3B tests. And again, all the while, this is giving me time to grade their mock exams. I will be grading the mock exams using the scoring guidelines that were published by College Board. And then on Thursday and Friday of that week, I'll pass back their mock exam. We'll review the multiple choice questions on Thursday and the free response questions on Friday. Now, my intention here is not to give them a ton of homework this week because most of my students have other AP exams that will be happening that week one. So I really, when they're in class, I want them to focus on AP Precalculus, but I'm not giving them a ton of work to do outside of class because I want them to have the time to study for their other AP exams and, keep studying for AP Precalculus as well. And as I said, the notes and the reflections on watching those AP Daily videos will be uploaded onto our Google Classroom by midnight of Friday, that last week before we have the AP exam. And then Monday, May 13th, I'm having the students come to the classroom a little bit early so I can give them a pretty decent lunch, give them some gifts and an inspirational pep talk, and then they can all walk down together to take their AP Precalculus exam and hopefully get lots of fives. So I hope this gives you some ideas as to how you can focus your review process with your students in just 3 weeks. I know some of you might have a little less, some of you might have more, but whatever you do, I know it's going to help your students to go out there and get a 5 on the AP Precalculus exam. Again, I'm going to put a link to my flashcard list at the bottom of this video, so go ahead and feel free to use that if you'd like to. Good luck. The next video will be, just preparing for that day, the day of the AP Precalculus exam, and kind of fun ideas you can do with your students for that.